What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage, and it looks like we may get a Hellcat announcement before the end of the summer. We're going to talk about all that and more right after this. Guys, welcome on back. Before we get into today's video, I got to talk about the giveaway that's going on the channel right now. The TRX, the Ram TRX and F8 Green is ending today at midnight Pacific time. It's done. And we launched the 1969 Charger with a Hellcat swap. Yes, both of those are up if you want to get in. The TRX is up until midnight and it will be done. Winners will be announced tomorrow. Link will be in the description down below. But if you want to get in on the Ram TRX, today's the last day. If you want to get in on the Charger, the extra entries are up until they sell out. Once they sell out, that's it. Link in the description down below, tk'sgarage.bigcartel.com. All right, guys, it looks like the Hellcat is coming sooner than expected. You know, we were hearing that the Hellcat was going to come probably at the end of this year in terms of an announcement, and it would be available for model year 2028, coming out later in 2027, meaning like June, July, August of 2027, we'd have Hellcats. But it looks like they're pushing to make an announcement from some internal stuff that I just got in today. It looks like they're looking to make an announcement either right before or possibly at Roadkill Nights. Now, I know you're going to say, well, that's interesting, TK. Aren't you building a Hellcat to take there? Yep, 100% I am. I'm building a new generation Charger. I'm taking the electric variant, the Daytona. Obviously, the hood and the, R-wing and all that stuff is not going to work. That has to come off. But we're putting a Hellcat in that car and a Hellcat engine in that car. And I find it interesting that Dodge could be possibly announcing the actual Hellcat at the event. Or it could be before the event. It wouldn't surprise me if it was before the event, because then they could also ship people Chargers with Hellcat engines in it to get, like they did before, to have them build them and have them ready to race. Like, that's a thing. But it's looking that way because I've had so many people message me, right? I had people from both sides yesterday say, hey, the race pack cars that you saw in lot 29, I believe it's what it's called. The race pack cars that somebody sent you photos of, that only had a 5.7 in it, right? I had somebody say that. Then I had somebody else hit me up and say, oh, no, it's got a Hellcat engine in it, 100%. Both of those could be true. It could be that they built these cars, these mules, one with a 5.7 and one with a Hellcat engine in it. Both things can be factually true. Both things can be a thing. They're mules. They're pre-production cars. They're testing stuff out, like they are on the Rumblebee, which I'm going to get into that here in a minute because it's been spotted again outside of the Sterling Heights assembly plant, and I'll get into that in a separate video, so stay tuned. But I think they're accelerating their timeline up because they're looking at the early sales numbers for the six packs, in the two-door as they're coming in. They weren't like flying off the shelves like, say, a Scat Pack or a V8 RT would. So I think they're accelerating. I don't think they could make the 5.7 in the Charger at this point either. I'm looking at statistics and data that's coming out of the company, and they can't make enough engines now to support the Durango and the Ram. They can't make enough 5.7 HEMIs, and that's because of production. They just don't have the capacity to make more, and that's why I think they brought the Pentastar. They say it's because people wanted it. That's bullshit. I think they brought the V6 option back to be able to deal with some of that demand. That's just it. So I don't think the Charger, could it have a 5.7 eventually? Yeah, it could. I think it's going to get the 6.2 liter Hellcat engine because they're already struggling to build enough 5.7s for Rams and for Durangos. I don't think you want to add another product to that, and you can't make enough of them. Now, not making enough of them, you know, make those engines makes it scarce, means not as many roll off the production line, means those cars probably could be worth a little bit more money, right? Which I know you guys don't want to hear. But I also saw all of the comments yesterday or day before yesterday too about, oh, they have to make it affordable. If they don't make it affordable, nobody cares. Another $100,000, you know, land yacht that nobody's going to be able to afford or buy. You know, what about us enthusiasts? I think you're going to be surprised about, and if you haven't looked at the direction of the company, look at Durango, look at the 392 Durango. It's literally $25,000 or $30,000 less than what the SRT Durango was a couple of years prior. So I think that the company is moving in the right direction there. I think some of the options that you're going to see coming for Charger here in the near future, and some of the stuff that you're going to see from Ram, is going to turn a lot of that price disparity stuff around. But look forward to a Hellcat announcement at some point this summer. You know, we're already seeing some of these race cars, these race pack cars. And I got some other stuff that got sent in to me today. I just can't verify the authenticity of it, so I'm not going to show it yet. But I did get some images in from CTC of a vehicle that everybody's been asking about. And once I can verify the validity of these images, they're not showing up as AI, thank God. But I don't know what it is. I can't. I'm not going to put it out either and just be like, oh, hey, check this out. Look what came in today, and it's not legitimate. You know, I double, quadruple check everything. Anyways, stay tuned. It is, you know, it does revolve around the Charger, and it does revolve around the Hellcat. I can tell you that. But it revolves around them calling it something else. So stay tuned. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.